what's up everyone? I just thought I would come on here and make a little video to share with you guys my little quarantine garden. So since over the past month or so, my boyfriend Brandon and I went to Home Depot, decided we wanted plants, and now our addiction is growing. But yeah, it's a cute little hobby. I'm so excited that I started it because in the past I have killed every plant I've ever owned, probably because I tend to forget about them. But now during quarantine, I've got plenty of time on my hands. So I have some indoor like these babies. I have some outdoor on the patio with me that can withstand the heat of Colorado. So I thought I'll share them with you and see what kind of progress we've made over the first month. Let me show you what we got. First of all, my cat loves being on the patio. Where is she? There she is. Which takes me to our first plant. Don't mind if it's all picked over, but this is cat grass. We got it specifically for this little girl, Indy. She goes over and just munches on it, as you can see. She's totally into it. It was a lot fluffier, but she's obviously eaten a lot of it. So that's our first baby. Moving along, we actually we're trying, not successfully, to sprout an avocado seed. Which I think is super cool. Basically, you have to unwrap the outside of like the shell, I guess, and you stick 2 little toothpicks or whatever you have in there, and naturally it starts to crack on both sides. So you might want to look more into it to try to get a successful sprout, but there she is. There's no little sprouts on the outside yet. Please don't mind the dirt. Obviously I've been planting, and yeah. Our next little guy here is our little succulent garden. We've got 3 succulents. This one I believe is called like a watch chain succulent, since that's kind of long and like, I don't know how to describe it, coiled. This is an elephant something succulent. Don't know why, but it's got these cute little round bulbs on it. This is probably my favorite. And lastly, we have aloe. Everybody needs aloe in their house. You cannot consume it raw, which I think is a big thing to know, but you can use it topically, such as a face moisturizer, to heal small cuts and things like that. Next up, we've got my little babies. This is the only herb I have so far, but it is basil. These were all sticking up straight, but I don't know if somebody got into them, and now they're all kind of wilting. I honestly think the cat just stomped around in there and played. But yes, that's been kind of a problem, having a cat who likes to munch on things. But yeah, I labeled it right there, a little sweet basil. Next, the biggest pot on the ground I have is sunflowers. These are a shorter version of sunflowers, and they're going to be multicolored, so reds, yellows, and oranges once they're bloomed. They also had huge leaves like this on top of all of them, and it looks like they got munched off, so I'm assuming another casualty due to the cat. But I cannot wait for these to bloom. Since I was so sad about those getting eaten up top, I got this big boy planter to put on top of our railing. So far, we've got painted daisies coming in on this side, forget-me-nots, which are like this light blue color when they bloom, and moss roses. They're like small roses that open up to be really fluffy. They almost look like a wilted rose. But they're good for this type of garden that's not gonna grow into a bush. So I am so excited for those to bloom. Nothing has sprouted yet, but I cannot wait. Okay, so coming inside, I'm gonna show you guys what we have in our windowsill, which is a couple of vegetables, which I'm super excited to cook with once they're full. And then I have a couple in the bathroom that need a more humid environment. Not all plants are made the same, so some do better outside, some are better inside. So let's show you what we got. Okay, here's our 3 vegetables. Super excited about these. This first one is a red beefsteak tomato. It's doing really well, actually. We water it every other day, and then I spray it usually once a day, just lighter. But you can kind of see there's a little tomato growing there. So that's our big one, our first big one. And then all these little guys are starting to come in. So yay, I cannot wait because I hear freshly grown tomatoes are way better. So I'm super excited to cook with those. Next to that, we've got a Bonnie green bell pepper, just a standard green pepper, which we use a lot of peppers in this household as vegetables. So I'm super excited about that. This one, it's got a little bit of discoloration and a couple holes. I don't know if that's because the cat, she tried to munch on them when they were her level, but otherwise it's doing good. The peppers come in as almost like these little flowers. And then there's pepper, like I don't think you can see, but the pepper blooms inside of it. That one looks kind of dead, but you can even see the little babies coming in right there. So they're starting to grow slowly. And then next to that tall boy is a red bell pepper. Looks like that when it's grown. This one is probably one of the most finicky ones. The leaves are not the best. As you can see, it's got some spots of discoloration, but oh my gosh, I haven't seen these yet. It looks like they're growing. Very cool. I wonder if there's any others towards the bottom. I don't really see any. But yeah, I'm so excited. They're all kind of sprouting, so I can't wait to try those. Let's head over here to the bathroom. Okay, I'm gonna turn the light on. So in here, hi, we have an orchid, which obviously it might not look like an orchid to you since there's no flowers, but I found this by our mailbox. Somebody was giving it away and it had a little sticky note on it that said, if you can take care of this and keep it alive, please take it. So since we already started our plant collection, I just jumped on it and thought it would be a cute addition. It had a little flower kind of growing off this stem, I believe, but it was wilting and dying. And then also another thing with orchids is the branches, they'll turn brown and almost like a hard stick once they bloom and die, and you have to cut it off. So I wouldn't have known that if I didn't look it up. So I cut that off, and yeah, so it's doing pretty good. I also read that the parts that you cut off, like this one, you can rub cinnamon in there as a natural antibacterial agent, so I did. So we'll see if it ever blooms again. Orchids might not bloom more than once. Some can bloom year after year. It just depends. So this is a moon orchid, by the way. It had a white flower. And then the last plant we have is this guy. This came with the orchid, actually. It was sitting in the pot with it, which was a different pot at the time. I replanted it to give it a little more room. But this is called A Song of India, I believe. I tried to look it up on this app. Yeah, it's not doing well. It's probably in the worst condition out of all of them. And I think that's because I was watering it when we first got it. Not that it was in great condition when we first got it, it wasn't. But you're also not supposed to water this every day. You're supposed to wait until the soil is completely dry before watering it again. But yeah, so I went ahead and cut off some of the smaller babies down here so that they can regrow, and I layered them with cinnamon to keep it safe. But yeah, this one, it's got an infection, which is why the leaves are yellow on the outside and not the inside, and it's got the rotting on the sides. But I'm confident I can make it alive again. It is my mission because I always kill plants. This one wasn't entirely my fault, so we're gonna make it work. We're gonna get it back to good condition, and I cannot wait to show you. But let's put that back by my little diffuser there. But yeah, that was my plant tour. I am sure that we'll have some blooms in the next week from those higher up planters with all the little flowers. So I will do an update probably next week once those start to come in, and then I'll show you the condition of the other plants. I hope I can keep them alive. But if you have done any quarantine planting, please let me know what you planted, how your garden's going, if you have a green thumb, or if you kill everything like I used to in the past. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.